Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Mark Talks Football. Today we're going to have a deep dive into the last week of what has been going on at Reading. We're going to have an in-depth look into all the reports that are going on about HMRC. We're going to have a look at the players who have left and what clubs they have joined, and we're also looking at what the Category 1 and the statement of the club means moving on in the future. Plus a lot more as well going on. There hasn't been any links to players. The two players we were linked with was from someone that I just do not trust whatsoever. So he linked with us, and then within 24 hours, both of those players who have left, we were linked with. So it was one of those situations where I looked at and went, yeah, you've done this before, you've waffled, so I'm not going to take the time of my day to sort of go through the waffle you've come up with. So what we're going to do is don't forget as well to go and look at all the socials. Don't forget, if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. we do our Reading news chat, and every day, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays at 5 p.m. is my Football Manager. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you go and see it. It was one of the most dramatic semi-finals that have ever existed on this channel as well, if you haven't gone and seen it already. And then you'll see the video that was posted yesterday as well. And then we will carry on tomorrow at 6 p.m. when we carry on with the season. So, with that in mind, let's go over and start the video. Let's go and have a look through about all the stuff that's been going on, and then we will go from there. But boom, we're back to this. As you can see at the top of the screen, all the socials are there. If you are on Thread, it is the same as my Instagram, so make sure you go and give me a follow on there. All the TikToks, Twitter, Twitch, and my other YouTube as well is on there as well. So make sure you go and follow it. Right, let's get into the HMRC statements that have been happening over the past week. We're going to get into what happened each of those days that has been what people updated, and then we will go from there. Right, on the 7th of July, we were told that Reading had paid the whole of the HMRC bill by Andy Preston, who it does all the journalists for Reading, and he come out and said we paid it all. A day later, Tim Della come out and said no, we haven't. We've only paid half of the £1 million tax bill that we were done, and we still earn it, and we're not allowed to make any signings until the rest of that £500,000 was paid. On the same day, later that day, a Twitter page of Nick Knight, his name is, come out with a statement saying Dai cannot get money out of China anymore. The state is blocking it. It is unlikely to change anytime soon, especially as Dai has linked to opposing the President Xi. This is why he has to sell. Other crises will go on. That is, I'm not 100% sure, but this is one of the statements that a lot of people are talking about, and I thought I'd include that because there might be something that is potentially happening. We have no clue, but it could be one of the reasons why Dai isn't putting money into the club, and could be one of the reasons why he's not paying anything. So I thought I'd put that in as a little thing that could potentially be happening. 2 days later, HMRC have done a winding up petition hearing for Reading. It is listed on the 9th of August at 10:30 and is linked to the unpaid tax bills the club has so far not commented by Lewis Combs, the guy that I spoke to when I did the BBC Sport. It is now listed on there for Reading to go into court to do it. So who knows? And then on the 11th, by James, another guy who does the reporting for Reading as well, Reading are in the process of paying the rest of the money owed to HMRC and hope to have the issue fully resolved by the end of the week. So by the end of this week, which was done yesterday, I saw this yesterday as I was creating this presentation for you guys to watch, that they're looking to get it paid by the end of this week. According to some reports I haven't seen, I don't know if it's true, I don't know. Ruben Sellers has said that he will not be starting as manager until everything is resolved. So apparently it's all down to Dai now to get it done. The work permit's done apparently. Everything is done. According to the EFL website, he is named as Reading manager, but it's the EFL website, and you don't really trust much with it. So it has been confirmed. We are gonna have the Category 1 following a malicious, and this is basically the statement that Reading come out with for it. Wait, there we go. We're delighted to confirm that the Premier League have reinstated Reading Football Club, set up as a Category 1 for any assessment. Almost exactly a decade, the club's highly rated academy was awarded the highest possible rating at a Category 1, ensuring our academy is the forefront of the youth development into this country. Which I thought was really good. Last summer, predominantly due to the unfortunate issues experienced during the summer's staggered transactions of our academy operation from Hogwood Park to Bearwood facility during the period we lost it and the global pandemic. The club did say that they were going to sort it out. Mark Bowen did say when we went to the Bowen event that would be his number one priority first, would be to get this. They come and really checked everything. So the new is the level of facility, standard of coaching, art education, safeguarding, sports science, medicine provision, and the club's ability to produce players to the first team, and sort of going to do that. And I thought it was really good to see that, and then a little bit more statements that come. So we were going to be playing the likes of Charlton Athletic and Colchester United, but we will now be playing Newcastle United and Aston Villa. This is a statement from Michael Gilks, who said, with our academy a totally devoted team who have rightly take immense pride in developing young footballers, both as people and as players, and a belief of everyone involved at Reading Football Club and its academy. I'd like to sincerely thank and congratulate every single person who has helped the Royals to regain its prestigious status. And then Mark Bowen come out as well, saying, the greatest compliment I can pay to the outstanding staff who have helped our esteemed academy tick every day that the young players have returned to pre-season training at Bearwood recent weeks and won't have noticed any difference in the standards of the previous seasons before. We have continued to operate our academy at the very highest standards, and those levels have rightly been recognised as elite within the realms of youth player development in this country. I'm delighted for our young players and thrilled for our talented staff, etc. So, if we go back, thank you. If we go back to this, one of the things I tried to look at was who is in Category 1, but all I can see if I go on any websites is the ones that were Category 1 a few years ago. There's no up-to-date process of who's Cat 1 and who's not. If anyone knows of places where I can find that, that would be great. I also went on the Reading website as well to look at the staff that are behind it. But one of the issues I found with that was if I go on staff, Paul Ince is still the manager according to the website. And as soon as I saw that, I went, yeah, I don't believe this has been updated more than a week. So that's a little bit worrying as well about that. We don't know what staff's going on. But we're now going to go into the pre-season friendly we had against Wimbledon. As you can see here on the left, this is the team that started. Anderson, Guinness Walker, Kelvin, football manager Kelvin, Dorset, Tom Holmes, McIntyre, Hutchin, a trialist, Vickers, Aziz, and Kelvin Ishalabalam. As you can see at half time, it was 1-0. We watched this live together on this channel. We might do more of that in the future, I'm not 100% sure. But I thought, I woke up in the morning and I went, I want to watch the friendly, I want to see how it goes. And basically, we all sat around and watched it together, and it was a lot of fun. Until we watched the match. The first half was okay, it was good. You could see that there was emphasis on creative passing and moving. We really dominated the possession, dominated doing well, looked like going okay from the defence to the midfield. It was when it got from the midfield to the attackers, it all went to shit. I looked at it as a 4-2-2-2. People thought it was a 4-3-3. The way I thought it was a 4-2-2, and we described it live on the watch along, was if you looked, Holmes, McIntyre, and Hutchinson were two defensive midfielders. So when the right back and left back sort of went forward, and the defender went out wide to cover it, one of those midfielders would then slot in. So there was always four at the back at all times. There was no sort of right. He'll go forward, and then we don't need to worry about it. There was always emphasis on cover. So if there was ever on the counter attack, we had enough people back of anything that was going on. And it was just when we got to the final third, we just didn't do anything with it. The crosses were horrible, and the passes in the final third were just terrible, and not enough shooting. And when they did shoot, it was like they were playing American football and trying to getting it over. That was a bit of a worry that we all talked about on that watch along, was the way it was being done. But I have to say, Hutchinson and McIntyre in that midfield looked good. Dorset was solid as well, and Holmes looked good. Dorset and Holmes looked like a centre back pairing. As we will talk later on, that could be good for us next season. Hutchinson could be a good rotational player as well with the injuries he's had. McIntyre, I don't believe, should be a centre back. He is a midfielder, a defensive midfielder. His range of passing is good, and the one thing as well with the range of passing was the long balls were long, obviously, but they were more precise in the long balls. It was very much switch the play, trying to get in behind. It wasn't what we did last season, where it was long ball over the top, try and get Andy Carroll to header it and see where it goes. It was more precise in what they were trying to do, and I quite liked it. This was the second half team. Bazanaz, Paul, Holzman, Abbey, Mugger, as I call him now, Senega, Atralis, Craig, Abdul Salam, Kamara, Akandi. I thought the first 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes of the second half were brilliant. I thought they were great. I thought we did really well. And then it all went to shit. They did not know how to make 4 or 5 passes. They all panicked, didn't know what they were doing. The second half was woeful. Did not enjoy it whatsoever. The range of passing was not there. There was no shooting. I think we had one shot, and that was in like the 90-something minute of the game. It was just not good at all. But in the end, it's a pre-season friendly. We don't need to worry about it. They tried with the same tactic. No Andy Carroll, come on. I was looking forward to seeing my big sexy Geordie bastard, but he didn't come on. Maybe still with that injury, didn't really want to risk it or anything. But the young players did okay. They looked nervous. That's the one thing I could take away from it, was they looked nervous. They looked like they didn't know what really to do. And they just tried to hit and hope. The range of passing was not good at all. And if I have to pick a player of the match so far, was Mr. Guinness Walker with his running down the left. Really opened up a lot of stuff. When he's overlapping, the way he was moving, he was probably the best one on the pitch. But as I said as well, this is Femia Z's season to show if he is capable to be Reading's top man moving forward. He has to be putting in this performance. He has been in the first team now from the cup. This will be his 3rd season, I think, coming up to it. And with the potential he's been given, this is his chance to shine. Well, he has to shine this season. He has to be the one that takes Reading by the balls and really moves us forward. And that's the thing that we need this season, is some of these players. This is going to be the main first team players. If you take out Kelvin and Shalabalalam and put Carroll in, I think that's the only change we can make. And then Yeardom will be going right back instead of Kelvin and before. Kelvin. So I think that will probably be the only change. Apart from that, maybe Kelvin Vickers for another player, but who knows at this point. Theo Walcott might be in, Harvey Nibbs will be in as well, if we can just fucking pay the money and just get it going. But overall, I would say it was good first half, horrible second half, but we don't have a pre-season friendly today now, as it's recording, as the Bristol City game was cancelled due to Reading's flight being cancelled in Spain, so now they're moving now to Saturday. I might be going to Saturn. I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Right. Yaku Mate has now joined Cardiff City on a 2-year deal. I don't know how I feel about this. I like him, but I feel like he's made a mistake here. Because they're in much of a shit show than what we are. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I love him. I think he's great. Injury is just his nemesis at this point. He just does not know how to stay injury free. And that's the issue for him. But we'll probably see him next season in League One anyway. Next up, Baba has joined Pak Payoke on a 2-year deal. He's terminated his contract with Chelsea and he's gone back to Greece, where I think he went on loan a few seasons ago, and he's gone there to sign permanently in Greece. I love Baba. What a man he was. Next up, after 17 years in the youth academy, Luke Southwood has now joined Cheltenham, as he was on loan with them next season on a 1-year deal. Signing with them permanently now after leaving Reading in the summer on the free transfer. He is going back to Cheltenham on a 1-year deal. And 2 players from the academy who have signed contracts. Dorset has signed a 1-year deal with Reading on who looks like he's going to be joining the first team now, with the way he's doing it. And Gennaro Mata, after a successful trial period, has signed on a 1-year deal with the under-21s. Good stuff here. Gerard Dorset was on loan last season in Scotland. I want to say Aberdeen. I'm going to be wrong, so I'm not even going to do it. He was on loan last season, scored at Ibrox. So, yeah, he will be here next season and maybe throughout. This is his chance to show that he should be in the first team now. Big, strong defender, looking to maybe come in, maybe push Sam Hutchison and Tom McIntyre as maybe rotational or centre defensive midfielders to help us moving forward. But at the same time, this is a very good deal for Reading. And as we always finish off, don't forget as well, I do have a wrestling channel. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to that. And make sure as well that... Why are you doing this? My computer's just gone funny. Hold on. As well, so at this precise moment, we've stopped doing our reviews, and we are doing just WWE 2K23 at this precise moment. Trying to work some stuff out. We will be going back to the reviews very soon, but I'm just trying to work things out of what to do and try and make my life a little bit more sustainable instead of doing about 40 million things at once of what I'm doing. Next up, swing in my Kick and Twitch channels. Yes, I said Kick. I might be streaming on there at some days during the week, where we will be going over there and doing something. I don't know yet, but we will be doing something over in Kick very soon. That is my Twitch channel and my Kick channel, so make sure you go and give that a follow. And obviously, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, where you will get instant notification for when we are live. So yeah, that is basically everything that we know so far. That's basically everything that has happened, and this is everything that's going on moving forward. The one thing we need is Dye to pay this money now. We need it done. We need it now. Once the money's done, Reading, Mark Bowen is then free to go and do what he needs to do moving forward. But Dye isn't paying that money. According to sources, as we saw earlier, they're hoping to pay that by the end of the week so we don't have to go to court on the 9th of August. We're also 3 weeks away from the start of the season. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, one of them, away from the start of the season, and we're the only club in League One that hasn't made any signings whatsoever. It's a worry. It's becoming more of a worry. But don't worry, we're going to throw some socks. Also, I wanna say something about a certain individual on Twitter. I'm going to call him out on it. Brian. A guy that does the drums and thinks he's the biggest Reading fan known to man. He come out with something the other day that I will not be repeating on here, which he should take down on his Twitter. I called him out on it and he blocked me. He's blocking people for going against him because they know of the shit that he's doing. Brian, if you are watching this or if you're seeing this, take down your post and think long and hard before you do anything ever again. Because you do not speak for a majority of Reading fans for the shit you pulled the other day. You do not speak for most people that have done it. And what you've done is an absolute disgrace. So think about what you've done. Go away. Go and talk to Mrs. Bryan. Show her what you've done. And tell her of how much of a fucking idiot you are. Simple as that. But you do not post that and set a talk about Reading fans and say, oh, us Reading... No. You're talking about yourself here, my friend. Us Reading fans want to make sure that we have a club, not do what you wanted us to do, because it is completely immoral. I wasn't going to rant about this or whatever, but at this point, what you've done is you're just a fucking idiot. And you need to think about what you've done again. But with that, my name's been Mark. I will see you guys tomorrow for the start of the new season of What League Are We In? Make sure you go and watch all of the Football Manager videos we've done so far. And I will see you guys very soon. All love, all care. Peace.